Welcome back to the Prepare Like a Pro podcast. This week on the show, we have Harry Sharp, developing AFL footballer who's listed at the Brisbane Lions Football Club, a running machine. He quickly proved he is also a natural footballer in his first pre-season at the Lions. He is the Australian under-18 steeplechase champion and has shattered every endurance record since directing his focus towards football. He broke a AFL draft combine, the 2K time trial record by a whopping 20 seconds and left his rivals in his wake at the Lions 3K time trial to set a new club record. Sharp has a lot on his plate as he finishes his final year of schooling, but has managed to impress Lions coaches and teammates over his first summer at the club and forced his way into the senior side, playing a debut against the Gold Coast Suns. Before we start episode 44, the Prepare Like a Pro podcast mission is to empower aspiring athletes and staff with practical knowledge from some of the industry's most inspiring individuals and to strengthen the AFL community. If you like the show, please show your support by following us on Instagram and subscribe to the podcast. We're on YouTube, iTunes and Spotify. Thanks for joining us, guys. Bear with me. I'm going to invite Harry to join us live here. If you have a question for Harry, remember to hit your question button on the bottom of your screen and you can send through your questions. We'll do a Q&A in 20 minutes or so. Here he goes. Harry's jumped on. I've just sent the invite over, Harry. Here he is. There you go, mate.
Perfect. How you been?
Yeah, going well, mate. Can't complain. We'll dive straight in. We've got a few of your buddies jumping on, mate. So let's start at the very beginning. Take us back. When did you first start playing football, and where was your junior club as well?
Yeah, just the usual. Under 10s, East Point, Ballarat. Played there from under 10s all the way through to under 18. So yeah, pretty usual. Good support crew and good club. Really enjoyed my time throughout the juniors.
Yeah, fantastic, mate. So under 10s, and what other sports were you playing as well as footy?
Pretty heavy schedule back then. I just wanted to be a part of everything. So I used to play a bit of basketball, tennis, cricket, swimming, bit of athletics as well. So yeah, everything. Just made the most of the junior years. Yeah,
why not, mate? Well done. That's fantastic. And were you serious in any other sports as you were getting older?
Not really. No, I just kept it pretty balanced and tried to enjoy it and just have some fun and more of a social thing all the way through the ranks. So, that kept me happy and always pretty busy, which I think is pretty important.
Yeah, absolutely. And out of all those, athletics, swimming, tennis, basketball, what do you reckon has helped you game the most?
I think probably my athletics, just the running side of things, speed, endurance, all of the above. So, I balanced that pretty well throughout the last few years, and I think that's complemented my footy a fair bit, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah, it definitely seems like a real one-wood for you, your running ability. You've set some incredible records in your career already, setting the Brisbane Lions record as well. I wasn't aware of that. I was looking up a few boys that ran against you in the NAB League, and what was your time last year? That's the record now by 20 seconds.
5:28.
That's insane.
So it wasn't too bad, yeah.
It would have been lonely at the front there by yourself, mate.
No, there was actually a good group. Everyone ran pretty well at the combine, so yeah, it was good.
Had a bit of competition. So take us through your athletics and your running. Obviously, you've got a talent in that as well, and you've mentioned that it helps your football. So for those younger footballers that are doing other sports, at what age did you start to focus more seriously on football, and how did you manage your athletics loads as well?
Yeah, so athletics, I kept the athletic side of things to more of the endurance training sessions. Then I just really focused with my footy just on the touch, things that you can do anywhere, anytime. And I think that helped me a lot because I was combining them both pretty well. It got to about the bottom age year of my under 18s NAB League, and I thought that to put a little bit more effort into my footy, that would give me the best chance of ultimately getting drafted. And and playing good footy. So I just focused on balancing them both, but mapping out the best ways that I could complete do both to the best of my ability.
Yeah. Okay. So so the athletics were something that you were pouring just as much energy into as well as the football at that age, 16, 17.
That stage, yeah, yep. And it started back a long while ago. I think I started in year 7, so it's been like that for the last 4 or 5 years. And then last year when COVID hit, it was a great opportunity for me to just put the head down on footy and just focus on things that I can work on behind the scenes and give me the best opportunity.
Awesome, mate. Well, that's great. And you mentioned how you shifted your focus towards more the endurance side. Is that because the endurance side is your weapon and that was something you wanted to sharpen, or was it because it was more something that you thought didn't affect your ability to play footy?
Yeah, no, it was basically just to get fit. And I knew that, as moving up the ranks, that footy's a lot more higher intense game and you cover a lot more Ks. So that's why I specifically focused on the endurance and more the 3K, 5K type events. But then, incorporated a bit of speed as well, which helps around the contest.
Absolutely. Awesome, mate. And take us through your the draft year. It would have been a different one with 2020 and COVID. How many games did you play? And take us through what your training schedule looked like for pre-season and in-season.
Yeah, pre-season was very exciting, very hopeful for a good year. I got in 2 Rebels games in the NAB League, practice matches that was, and then 2 Caulfield games as well in the practice matches, and then it sort of came to a standstill. So I was very keen for the up and coming season, but that didn't occur. So I just kept myself fit as if we were starting in another 3 to 4 weeks consistently. So kept a pretty level head and just focused on the footy and the things that I could control. Yeah,
fantastic, mate. And did you have a few buddies that that tag along with you in that training block?
Yeah, plenty. Up in Ballarat, hometown. Plenty of mates around, the Rebels boys. There's a few on here at the moment. So, it was a good social thing as well, getting the best out of it.
Yeah, awesome. That's important. You got to keep it interesting, don't you? And it helps to do it with others rather than by yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you Rebels guys stuck together and got through the training. How would you go about it? Would you just look at your week and all train together, or was it on the day where you guys would just text each other's and organise a time to run?
Yeah, sort of more when someone was getting a bit bored. It's always just a good spot to meet down at the Oval and chew the fat for a bit. So we set out a pretty specific training block and everything like that, followed the NAB League program. So, pretty grateful that the coaches set that up for us. Once again, kept us busy and, ultimately we helped each other, which was good.
Yeah, fantastic. And you mentioned that, you were keen, had a couple of practice matches. So you essentially had the lick of the ice cream and then the season was taken away. Did you have a period there? I know for a couple of weeks it opened up in June, July, where there was an opportunity to potentially play some games, and then that was taken away as well. Did you have a down period where you felt pretty flat about it all, or did you keep it pretty level-headed and it didn't faze you too much?
Yeah, look, I wasn't too phased. Kept pretty level-headed. Like I was, as I said, always training. I thought as you said, June, July, we're a fair chance to get back. But obviously that's when there was a sudden spike again and rise in the COVID cases. So that held us back a bit, but I was just happy to keep training and hopefully look forward to a few games at the end of the year, whether it be combined games or even just practice matches. Obviously that wasn't the case. So then again, moving forward, I was just lucky that the combine went ahead and that was just the key focus.
Fantastic. Awesome, mate. And what were your expectations going into the combine? What were your chances, did you think, of getting drafted?
Yeah, I didn't want to get too ahead of myself at all. Everyone was in the same situation. So, to be honest, I didn't think I was much of a chance. I was just hopeful. But I thought if I could go well at the combine and do everything I could and give myself the best chance, then I may be a chance. But obviously I had no idea what was going to happen.
Yeah, okay, that's interesting. So you had to put everything on the line. And did you have a set pace for that time trial that you knew you had to hit for your laps? And was that the plan to get under that 5:30?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, from the start, I was pretty keen to just run as quick as I could, and I knew I was in that shape. So I set out like training sessions, probably a month leading up to it, just to hit that pace for 400-meter reps or 1K efforts. And I was grateful that a lot of boys helped me with the training sessions and kept me pretty honest. So I couldn't fault my preparation for it, thanks to the help of others.
So you mentioned 400s. Did you have a particular workout that you could know that if you hit the times on your 400s or your 1K efforts, like benchmark workouts, that you had good confidence that you were ready to hit that time?
Yeah, definitely. The key one that I mainly did was just 8x400 with a minute rest.
And what time were you trying to hit?
I was just trying to hit 64 seconds each 400.
Okay, so it's nearly 60 on, 60 off for 400s, 8 of them.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Jesus. And what you'd get within a second or two of the 64, would you, each rep?
Yeah. I just tried to hit 64 each rep. I always had a thing, if I missed it by a second, then my next one would have to be a second quicker to even it out. So that was just a little thing that I had with a few of my sessions, but once again, I had a few boys doing that with me and pacing me a bit. So,
would your
routine and rhythm of it all?
Would people start in front of you? Would they? So you've got something to chase, or how would it work?
or even run. Yeah, or even run like 200 meters or of each rep.
Okay.
Yeah, just easing out the load, and helped a lot.
That's awesome. Oh, that's fantastic, mate. Well, yeah, well done. What was the hardest session that you've ever done leading up to that combine? Can you remember one that stands out?
I did 2K. This was a bit slower, but I did 2K, 1,600, 1,200, 800, 400. So 5 laps, 4 laps, 3 laps, 2 laps, 1 lap.
And what were and you had set times you had to hit?
Yeah, basically. As it decreased in distance, I'd get a bit quicker. But I tried to be pretty even with the splits of the laps. So, once again, that was a thing that I worked out in my head prior to the session, and just tried to hit that. Yeah,
I love it. So there's a fair bit of intuition or off the fly with your training with this for that preparation. Like obviously you had a schedule, like you said, but sometimes you'd come up with a challenge and you'd have a feeling of like, I reckon I can hit those times. I'm going to have a crack at it.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah.
Awesome.
That was the mindset. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Well, obviously worked really well. So that's success usually leaves clues. So there's some little pointers for those that are in their combine year for the year. Anyway, thanks for sharing, mate. On the rest of the testing, how much energy did you put in? Obviously, the 2K was the one that you targeted, but what about your sprints and your jumping and that sort of stuff? How did you balance all that?
I had a fair bit of help, especially with my sprinting and jumping from a few of the boys down at Caulfield, Josh Rochelle, Zave Marr. And also a coach down there, Steve Lester. So that was sort of just more the technique side of things and just trying to go as well as possible.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And what would be a typical week? How often would you train? How many hours would you be training in a week?
In terms of footy and running sessions, or?
Yeah.
So I'm just reading a few of these comments. I was normally training about 5 times a week. Normally have Sunday and Wednesday off.
Okay, yeah. So running 5 times a week?
Yeah. Plus a few footy sessions here and there as well.
Yeah. Awesome, mate.
On the same night.
So you got a good combine under your belt. You got drafted the Brisbane Lions. How did that all feel? Take us through draft night.
Yeah, look, it was pretty exciting, pretty nerve-wracking as well. But once again, didn't want to expect too much or get my expectations up. So I was just sitting there pretty low-key with the family, and lucky enough that my name was read out and moved, drafted to a great club. So I was very fortunate and grateful for that. And couldn't fault the pre-season and all the support I've been given since then.
Yeah, take us through your first AFL pre-season. How have you found it? Is it bigger and harder than your expectations, or how are you finding your first AFL pre-season?
Yeah, certainly. A lot more technical. in terms of loads and different types of running and drills and everything, but it was still pretty straightforward. Like the boys, showed me along pretty well and guided me through the season. So yeah, it wasn't overly hard or difficult, but it was just a lot of it, a lot of quality, and enjoyed it.
And did you set out a goal to debut in your first year, or what were your expectations for the season? Yeah, obviously the goal is always to play as early as possible. Once again, I didn't put a whole lot of pressure on myself to try and achieve that. Oh, well, I did to play round one, but I wasn't expecting to either. So I was just enjoying my footy and playing as well as I could, learning the structure of everything, and lucky enough once again to play round one and round two and get a taste of what it's like. Yeah, what was it like, mate? How did you find playing round one? There's a fair big build up to it as well, like the whole pre-season, not only being your first, but just for everyone, there's a big build up going into round one. What was the week like, and how'd you find the day? Yeah, it was massive. Just a rise in energy. Yeah, it was a good week. Did you find out early in the week? Sorry, mate. Did you find out early or late? It was on the Thursday. We played on the Saturday night, so not overly. Had a few days to digest and sort of calm myself before round one. But yeah, I just went in with no expectations, just play my role to the best of my ability and just enjoy it was the main thing. Awesome, mate. And how was the game? Yeah, good. Obviously, we didn't get the win against the Swans, great side, but I felt it was really good. The boys helped me out a lot, and just the atmosphere was insane, crazy. Awesome. Very good, mate. Yeah, congratulations debuting first round of after your first pre-season. That's a fantastic effort. And take us through some influences that's been throughout your journey. You've mentioned a couple already who have helped you along the way, along your career to date. Yeah, a lot of football coordinators throughout the ranks, all my junior coaches, special mention Howard Clark from St Pat's, Baz Rollings from Caulfield Grammar, put me in good stead and guided me through my junior footy, and just a whole lot of support. And then obviously the main one's mum and dad, plenty of support from them, and just plenty of encouragement to enjoy my footy and make the most of the opportunity that I had. Fantastic. And you mentioned a few guys have helped you out, making you feel comfortable at the club. Is there any particular Brisbane Lions players that have put you under their wing? Yeah, look, they've all been sensational. Yeah, like very comfortable with all of them. They've all done pretty well and put their name out there to me and helped me through the pre-season and the last few weeks. So they've all been pretty good. The Berry boys, Huey McCoggage, sort of from my way. So they've taken me under their wing and grateful for that. Awesome, mate. And if you're speaking to your younger self, let's say 16-year-old self, for those young footballers that are listening and tuned in, what would be your advice with now the experiences you've got? Yeah, just really enjoy your footy. Work hard behind the scenes and have a good balance between school, social life and obviously your footy. How do you do that now as an AFL footballer? How do you sort of compartmentalise your football life with your personal life? Are there hobbies that you have outside of the game? Or? Yeah, definitely. I think that's pretty important as well because you're training a fair bit of the time. So when you get the opportunity to have rest days and even half days off, then it's important just to reset and actually do stuff with that time, not just sit around home. So got a few hobbies. Catch up with mates is one of them. Surfing, bit of golf as well. So it's pretty balanced and good lifestyle. Fantastic, mate. Awesome. All right, good message for the young players out there. What about in terms of managing? The football season's a long one. How do you sort of manage your energy throughout the season? Is that something a focus of yours from more the mental point of view? Are there things throughout the week that you do to, whether it be go for a surf, like you mentioned, or hang out with mates, or mindfulness, but more from the mental side of things? How do you keep yourself well recovered going into a game and keep the game fresh? Yeah, it'll be interesting first season just to see what it's like, 23, 24 weeks of footy. So I think I'll sort of just take that in my stride. But I really enjoy my days off.
and sort of just get away from footy a little bit, the training side of things. I'm pretty fortunate to have school as well, all day, every day. So I think I'm in a bit of a different situation with that. That keeps me pretty balanced and, away from footy a little bit. But, yeah, as I said, the main thing, just catch up with mates, resetting, do a little bit of mindfulness as well. I think that's pretty important. I've been taught that throughout the last few years, the mental side of things. So, yeah, that's helped me a lot. And just little things like goals and enjoyment.
Awesome. So, yeah, you mentioned the school. I forgot to ask you about that, actually. It's an interesting circumstance you find yourself in, being AFL football going through year 12 as well. So it's obviously a new school moving up to Brisbane. So you've had a fair bit of change that you've had to manage over the last few months.
Yeah, it has been different. Had a lot of support around me though. So, yeah, grateful for that. That's helped a lot. Still adapting to it now. Finished term 1, so just got to keep going, get through it, and yeah, hopefully go well and just complete it to the best of my ability.
And how does it work when you've got training, at 10 a.m. for pre-season 3 times a week and things like that?
Yeah, I do a lot of one-on-one sessions, which is pretty good. Like, the coaches are good with that. Yeah, they're really direct with my organisation and schedule, not overdoing it or not missing out as well. So I'd normally train 6 o'clock in the morning for an hour and a half or so, and then head to school for the day, and then do a gym session after school. So that happens 2-3 times a week. And then obviously the other days I'm in at the club with the boys after school and still seeing them and keeping connected.
Wow, it's a big schedule. So 6 a.m. you'll have a coach that meets you at that time, do they?
Yeah.
And you get on the oval and do a skill session with one coach?
1 to 3 coaches. It varies. So yeah,
awesome.
Pretty lucky that I've got that support.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And then, so did you say you go straight into the gym after that?
Yeah, after school, that is.
After school, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how often would you see the boys for any craft sessions or meetings or things?
In a regular school week, probably 2 times a week, so it's still pretty good. And then obviously holidays at the moment, so I'm as normal, which is perfect, and I enjoy that.
Yeah, that's great. Cool, mate. Well, it seems like you're handling it all pretty well. I imagine nothing can be as weird as the weird 2020 year that you had. So you can get through that all right and perform well.
Yeah, spot on. Yeah, it's a bit different this year. Thank God.
Yeah. We'll jump into the Q&As, mate, so not much longer. Thanks for hanging with us. This one here, it was sent through from Dwarfit. I think she's a trainer. Do you listen to music while exercising?
Yeah, usually. Boys have normally got it on in the gym, so yeah, most of the time.
Yep. And this one's from Kale. What teammate has had the most disposals in a game with you playing, and how many?
I think probably in the junior days, Liam Canny, one of my good mates, he had a fair bit of it. Probably 40 disposals and maybe 4 or 5 goals. So that's in the junior days, yeah.
Yep. Okay, cool. What's your max bench from Lewis?
People probably won't believe me on this, but 95.
Yeah, nice, mate. What's your body weight?
75.
There you go. Good power to weight.
Yeah.
This might be a mate, I reckon. Baz, how good was it to play football with Pope?
Yeah, very good.
Joke.
Yeah, good, exciting player Pope was.
I'm trying to filter out the good questions from. There's a few. This one here, they may have missed the start, but what record did you beat by 20 seconds?
The 2K record.
Yeah. And then last one, I reckon, before we wrap it up here. I don't know what the connection with St. Pat College is, but how good is it? How good is the St. Pat's College?
Yeah, great school. That's where I went to school in Ballarat, yeah. Yeah, great school. Plenty of good mates there. Good tradition and good footy program. So, yeah, great school to go to.
Fantastic, mate. Well, thanks for answering those questions as well as mine. We'll wrap it up with what are you most excited with 2021? You've obviously got a lot ahead of you. Is there anything else that you haven't mentioned amongst school and footy that are on the horizon?
No, just enjoying footy at the moment, and looking forward to hopefully a successful year and good year of development and growth. And just enjoy it. That's the main thing.
Fantastic. Well, I'm sure
keen to see how the team goes, and yeah.
Absolutely, mate. Well, thanks again for jumping on. Thanks for sharing all your experiences, your workouts, and how you went about it throughout 2020, and then also your first pre-season and what you did to get that debut and a couple of games under your belt. So hopefully a few more games to come ahead of you, mate.
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see.
Awesome, mate. Keep it up. Really good. And thanks again for jumping on.
Rightio. Thanks, Jack. Good to speak to you.
Awesome, Harry. Speak soon, mate.
See you later. Thank you.
Catch up. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to subscribe to our podcast. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow us on Instagram. If you missed the chat with Harry, you can watch the full recording. I'll post it on our IGTV. And if you want to work with one of our AFL coaches, head over to our website. The link is in our bio. Thanks, guys. Catch up.